Hello everyone. I hope that you can hear me. I'm just checking everything that I'm not making a technical mistake again this week. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on the live today. Yes, I can see that the chat is on fire tonight. Do you know what? This is amazing. Thank you, each and every one of you, for joining us all here on the live. Like, this is amazing. I am broadcasting this from Paris. So I'm in Paris currently. I am not going to be complaining about the weather because it's been so good. I'm really enjoying I am really enjoying myself so far, having such a wonderful time. So bonjour or bonne nuit, yes, to everybody. Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you. I got this. This is new. I got this like a few days ago, last week. I got this last week. So thank you very much, Sean. Yeah, there's no croissants because I've actually eaten them all. I think I've had about 2 yesterday and 1 today. So yeah, and I'm going to eat more this week. I'm so going to be eating more this week. The food here is absolutely amazing. Just I haven't stopped actually. Haven't stopped. So where are you guys? Like, obviously, like, I want to know where you guys are from. It's just so wonderful because we're all here like one big family united here. Thank you so much, Oxford. Hello, Edward. Macaroons. Eric, don't get me started on the macaroons because they are coming next. They are coming. I love them so much, but I need to pace myself. I can't have the croissants and the macaroons. I won't be able to fit into my jeans. Absolutely. South Australia. Oh my gosh, Frankie's Fire, South Australia. Welcome, welcome. It must be so early for you. I am Midnight Blue. I am enjoying it. So far, I'm really enjoying it. Chris, yes, the onion soup. Now, of last time when I went over to Paris, I could not stop eating onion soup. I think I must have had like 2 a day for like 3 days straight. And believe me, I did not get bored of them. I do. I love them. I absolutely love them. Bonjour, Scotty from South London. Hello, Miriam. I'm doing well. I'm doing really, really well. Very well rested. Australia, Canada. Oh, thank you so much, Beverly. Los Angeles, all beautiful places. And Shirley from Wimborne, Frankie, Adelaide in South Australia. Amazing. Thank you so much to all of you for making the time to be here. And Heather from Virginia, USA, bonjour to you too. 7 a.m. in the morning. Well, thank you so much for being here. Do you know what? It's actually currently 10 past 10 p.m. So 10 past 10 in the evening. You're very welcome, Beverly. And Karine, hello from South Africa. Bless you guys. You guys are from literally everywhere. San Antonio, beautiful place. I've been there. Beautiful, beautiful place. Oh, bless you, Eric. Of course, come on, of course. Do you know what? I've got to say that I am actually so happy that I've got the means to be able to stream and talk to you guys. I wouldn't miss this because I honestly really enjoy this. I have so much fun. Obviously, like, the topics that we talk about aren't fun. Like, I know they're really hurtful, but you know what? We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna move through this, like, understand, like, what's going on and why it's happening. So don't worry, like, it's gonna be fine. Blue, welcome. Bonjour from Seattle, North Carolina, 2 p.m. for Blue. Boston. Yes, Oxford, you're in Boston. Bless you. Cara, thank you. And Fiona from the Netherlands. Right. So, guys, you are literally from everywhere. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me on this live, for making the time to be here. I know that it's not always the great time for everybody, and this is something that I'm really, really mindful of. That actually it's a time that might not work for everybody. So what I'm going to do over the next few days, hi Linda, over the next few days, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out a poll over on the community tab. So just have a look over on the community tab and just vote for the best times, because I just feel like maybe this time is like, I don't know, it doesn't work for everybody. Just let me know maybe in the comments now, like, does this time work for you? Oh, bless you, Oxford, the Anushka family. Yes. We are all one big family. You know, I know that our experiences have joined us all together, and I know they haven't been the best experiences, but you know what? Like, we can all heal on this journey together. We can all get through this. Absolutely. And Steen from Denmark and Nicole from Ireland. Hello. You know, so just let me know whether this time works for the majority of you or whether it works for you specifically, because that's what I really just need to know, is just whether this time will work for everybody. I know it's just different timings all over the world. So I am so grateful to all of you for being here, you know, at this time. It's just so wonderful. So, so wonderful. So I hope each and every one of you has had a good week and a good day. Today actually is a new moon, and it is spring equinox. So it's from yesterday, today, and tomorrow is spring equinox. And I know that the energy is really potent at the moment. Yeah, how are you experiencing that? Because for me, I have just been quite tired, actually. Been sleeping quite a bit. So yeah, let me know in the comments whether this time works and how you guys are. Right. So, the closure. The closure, guys. The closure that you never got. The closure that they were never going to give you. It's just absolutely awful that somebody could do what they do and then just not even give you an explanation why. And you know, for a lot of you, you had to find that out yourself, didn't you? You had to find out all of this yourself because it was too weird of a situation to not to, if that makes sense. I was going to tell you guys, I've discovered this new tea here in France. This combination of tea. It's chamomile and lavender. Oh my goodness. It's just the best tea. I don't know, I have not tasted anything like it. So, you know, I'll be importing that in my suitcase when I come back to the UK. But yes, it's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. And look, there's got these very cute little cups, so I don't spill it. It's very sweet. Can you see it? There we go. You know, guys, I love my teas. So I always like to try different ones. But this one, well, let me tell you, it's a good one. Okay, so the blasted closure that you never got and you never will get. But ultimately, yes, I am tea shopping again. Of course I am. Actually, I will talk about closure. I will talk about it. Actually, they've got this, it's called Kuzmi tea. And I know you can only get it in Paris. So I'm gonna go tomorrow on a wild goose chase to try and find it. That's what I'm going to do, because I absolutely love that tea. So I'm going to go and find some more. And actually, hopefully I won't fidget so much tonight, because this sofa, actually sitting on this sofa, is actually not too bad. It's quite comfortable. So hopefully I won't be fidgeting so much. Right. So let's talk about the closure. The closure that you never got. And I think also, like I put in the title, do you know, it's so heartbreaking, you know, that these people, they just didn't care about you. They didn't care enough to be able to offer you some sort of closure or explanation or understanding to what has happened in this whole scenario, in this whole situation, like if you can even call it a relationship. Like, you got none of that. Like, you got no understanding. There was no respect. They just up and left. They've gone. Or you did the right thing by leaving, but they never left you alone. Even if they've left, they've still not left you alone. So throughout all this time, you're scratching your head trying to figure out what is going on. Like, what is this? So you see, my friends, the closure comes from you. And as weird as that may sound, or as strange as that may sound, is that this closure comes from you, because it means that you have to understand this in a different way. You have to make up, it's not even make up, you have to come to the realization that actually this whole experience was so bizarre, so hurtful, so painful. And I know it's really hard, because like when you think, okay, so there obviously must be something not okay with this person, because like someone who is healthy and happy wouldn't react like this or wouldn't do this to you. And so you think to yourself like, okay, you know, they're not okay in themselves, like something has happened, like this is what has caused them to be like this. But then you doubt yourself. Then you think, or maybe have I got this wrong? Like maybe I have not understood this in the right way. And let me tell you, you have. You have got it. You have got to grips with it. You do understand what has happened. But it's that belief in yourself to know that actually, do you know what? This is what it is, actually. And you're right. Yes, absolutely. Abandonment is closure, but not a gift. You're wounded and yearning for looking for closure. Yeah, it triggers, doesn't it? You're absolutely right. It triggers the abandonment wound. It triggers that wound within you. And it makes you feel unsettled. It's triggering. And sometimes for a lot of us, we don't know where this is coming from. We just know that somebody is left with no explanation. We've got no understanding of what has happened. And this person just goes. Sometimes you don't even have an argument. Most of the time you do. But sometimes you don't even have an argument at the end of these interactions, and you're thinking, hello, what is this the end? Because how many times have they, you know, gone silent on you? How many times have they ignored you and done the silent treatment? And you're thinking, is this one of those times? This is all about detachment. And that for a lot of us, again, that is really painful, very triggering. We don't understand it, really. We don't get it. Like, how can you detach from someone when you don't even know what has happened, when you don't even get what has happened and why it's happened? So again, this goes into self-doubt. We think, like, have we made the right decision? You know, is this right? Like, should this have happened this way? Like, we always doubt ourselves. So it's a matter of really understanding that actually what this person has done is put you on ice. And they're going to come back for you when they're ready, when they are ready. And you see, that is the bad thing of it all, is they will come back. They will not offer you any explanation because they don't care to do that. And also one thing that you have to remember is that they don't want to offer explanation because they don't want to take responsibility for their actions. If you take responsibility for your actions, that means that you have to come clean. You have to accept that a lot of this was your fault. And they're not going to do that because they avoid conflict, or they've maybe not conflict, but explanation. I think that's the word I was looking for. They avoid that and they just go poof, like vanish, you know, into thin air, like they never were. As fast as they had come in, and this connection, you know, you had with this person is as fast as it just disappears into thin air. So isn't that strange, guys? Like, really think about it. Isn't that strange that someone doesn't have the respect to be able to offer you understanding, an explanation, and they just go? And this is the thing. They come back. Don't they, my friends? They come back. They come back for you every single time. And I know there's some of you out there that think, or maybe are experiencing that, yeah, like they didn't hoover me, like they didn't want to come back for me, like that this didn't happen. Yeah, but they will. They will come back. They always, all of them come back. They can't just leave it. Because you know what? For a lot of the times, this connection that you have with this person is on their time. It's like they're in control. They decide what they do. And the closure that you didn't get is usually because in their eyes you have done something wrong, meaning that actually it wasn't you that had done something wrong. It was the fact that you didn't conform. You didn't do something that they had wanted you to do. And that's why they thought, right, I'm going to sidestep this one. I'm going to leave because actually this isn't working out for me. You know, I have to work too hard. And you know, narcissists want things easy. They don't want to work for this. This isn't about making it work. This isn't about, you know, you trying to, understand this relationship. This isn't about you trying to work towards something. That's not what this is about. This is on their terms. They want you to just do what they want you to do. And in turn, this triggers us on many levels, doesn't it? This triggers us on so many levels because we don't get it. We don't understand. Why do we feel so abandoned? Why do we feel rejected by this person? Because look, if you think about it, right? You guys were together for a period of time. And in that time, it was quite intense at the beginning. So this is where the trauma bond would have started, right? You got to know this person in this way. And then over the course of the relationship, or the situationship, you see, they withdrew, didn't they? They kind of retracted a little bit here, you know? So it was never something that you could grow and build. It was always something that where you didn't feel secure, where you don't know where you stand. They're always very strange with their emotion. 1 minute they're like full on, the next they're like moving away, like, oh, I don't want this, I don't know, I don't want this, and then they're all for it. So you just never know where you stood. So they didn't know themselves. Because ultimately what this is about is a bond that you have to this person that is caused by trauma. They're so intense at the beginning. And then as the time goes on, you realize that this person isn't who they said they were. They change. And how is it? How is it in these types of interactions? You know, you have this person, you got to know them, you know, first impressions count, you got to know this person and they're like this. And then over the course of the time that you're with them, this changes. They become really irritable. They remove themselves from you. They cheat on you, you know, and they have no respect. They're angry. And you're thinking like, hello, what's going on? Like, this isn't you. And then so what happens is we make excuses for them. We feel sorry for them. We feel like we can help them in some way because this is the type of people that we are. We're kind people. We want to help. We want to make everybody feel good. And so we're trying to make excuses for this person. Meanwhile, they are upping their game and they are doing this even more and more. And so you come to realize and you think, okay, I can't do this anymore. Like this is enough. And so you remove yourself. And so when you do that, they come back for you, don't they? And this is the cycle. This is the cycle. The closure, all right, my friends, the closure is when you make it happen. And what I mean by that is, even though they've gone, even though they've offered you no explanation, you already know the truth. You already see through it. You already see what's going on. The closure is that they are a narcissist. You have to make your own closure in this. You have to make your own understanding because they're never going to tell you. They're not going to go, hi, I'm a narcissist. Because they don't click it themselves. They don't get it. That's not how people act, or that's not how people operate. Narcissists may know on some level that there's something not right with them, but they're never going to come out and say, hey, do you know what? I've got narcissism, I've got personality disorder. That doesn't happen. And a lot of you know that, don't you? A lot of you know that this doesn't happen in this way. So also a lot of them don't get, help for it. Even though you could tell them that, even though you can try and help them, but they're not going to do it. And look, some of them do go to therapy, but there is a different agenda behind it. There's never, to be honest with you, and again, this is my opinion. This is just what I think. Okay. I don't think that you can cure narcissism, because when they go to therapy, this isn't about them getting better, because they can't open up to that level. They can't, they don't understand things, to a deeper level. It would mean that they would have to be completely vulnerable. Okay? They would have to be completely and utterly vulnerable and open up and relive their childhood. But because they will never do that, because they're not self-actualized, they're not that aware, they're not going to do that. And so if they come to therapy, it's all about behavioral change, changing of behaviors to be able to suit them better. Meaning, how do they get their needs met? By changing their behaviors to try and understand others. There is always an agenda behind it in therapy. So therapy doesn't really work in these cases. But what you do have to realize is that they don't want to, or they're not going to give you an understanding of what is going on for them. Remember, if they expose their emotions, that means that they feel exposed and vulnerable. So they're not going to do that, regardless of how many years you've been with them, how much love you've shown them. You see, even unconditional love could not cure them. Could it? Because that's what you gave them. You gave them understanding, you gave them respect, you gave them unconditional love, but even that could not save them. Yes, guys, please press the like button. Let's get this information out there to others. I can't see how many people are watching. So I hope there's a few of you, and I hope this is helping. Because I know this is a really tough subject. I know this is, and I do talk about this quite a bit on the lives, where it's really difficult to get understanding in these situations and what has happened. Like, I completely understand. It's completely bewildering because we don't understand it. Like, like when a relationship is ending between two healthy people, all right? And it does end, relationships do end for whatever reason between two healthy people. These people, what they do, thank you very much, Yang, now I know, okay. Could everyone, thank you, Oxford, so everyone just press the like button. That would be amazing. Let's get this information out there and help others. When you are with them, I lost my trail of thought there. Sorry, guys. Yeah, when you're with them, they don't have that insight. They want to hide from you. They want to hide these emotions. They want to show that they're okay. They want to show that actually, you know what? This was your fault. Like, they blame everything on you. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. I reacted like this because of you. This couldn't have worked because of you. You didn't do this for me. This is all your fault. And we take this blame on. We take this blame on because what they're doing is they're deflecting. This is the oldest trick in the book, my friends. This is the oldest psychological trick in the book, to blame another person and show yourself as, as right or in a positive light. A lot of people do this. A lot of narcissists, a lot of toxic people do this. Because if you blame another person and you put it all onto them, it means that you're okay. Like, you believe that there's nothing wrong with you. Like, it's not your fault. But you know as well as I do, when you're in a partnership, a friendship, a relationship, you know, it's the two people, isn't it? The responsibility is 50-50. So it's about you take responsibility for your actions. And you have to understand, you know, like when you've hurt somebody else or when you've upset somebody else, and that person tells you, you don't just turn this around and blame it onto them. You take on board what they're saying and you offer your explanation or your interpretation of the situation. But it doesn't mean that you've got to blame the other person. And you see, I know that you guys wouldn't do that, but you see, they do. They do this. And in a healthy relationship, when the relationship is over, you know, you talk about it. You understand, you come to the realization that, okay, this relationship isn't working, or this friendship or this situationship isn't working. But this is talked about. You know, there is explanations, there's understandings offered. But not in this. Not in this situation. You don't have an understanding. They just disappear. They ghost you. They just disappear. And then before you know it, they're talking behind your back. They're talking negative things to others behind your back. What is all that about? That is to put you down, to make you feel inferior, insignificant. And again, it's the blame, isn't it? They're putting the blame onto you. They're making you feel like it's your fault. And what you have to realize that none of this is your fault. You know, for so many years, you have been blamed for something that wasn't your fault. And, you know, sometimes we do take that blame on, and we do carry it. And this stays quite ingrained within us for quite some time. And that's the sad thing of it. This is the abuse carrying on, because when you do that, when you take responsibility for that, you know, it's something that's ingrained in your mind, something that you then embody it as your own self-narrative, which is not true. That is simply not true. And this is what I mean. In healthy relationships, people talk, people discuss things. They don't just run off. They don't just have an argument and never speak again. But this is your experience. This is what has happened to you guys, hasn't it? And this is why these abandonment wounds are then triggered. You feel absolutely awful because you think that this is your fault and that you've done this and that in some way you've got to put this right or you've got to make it better. Because if we are codependent, we have abandonment wounds. We have rejection wounds. You might have one or two or maybe all three. This makes it really difficult because we do want to fix it. We do want to talk. We want to say it, but we can't, which makes it really frustrating for us, which is really damaging for us and our own sense of being. You see, the thing is, there is no point having an argument or offering your explanation to a narcissist. Think back how many times, okay, you have wanted to talk to the narcissist, you have wanted to, you know, talk this through, offer an explanation, like, let's talk about this like two kind of healthy people. Were you ever given the chance? Were you ever able to talk about it? Probably hardly ever. Isn't that strange? Think about it, like, isn't that strange? That you can never talk to them about it. You can never have the understanding. Isn't that weird? Because I think it is. How can someone not want to talk to you, not want to work it out, except they just go silent, they run off, and that's the end of that. And then when they're ready, they'll come back around and they'll talk to you. Is even if that's days, weeks, or months later. Isn't that strange? Isn't that immature? Why do they come back? Why are they coming back? What is it they want from you so badly? Why are they coming back? This is what you've got to, you know, ask yourself the question, why are they coming back? What do they want? On their time? Whenever they want. So again, they're in control of the situation. The closure that you are looking for is that they are a narcissist. This is what they do. They're going to do this to everybody, not just you. They do this to everybody that they meet. Everybody. They go silent. So let's talk about those abandonment wounds. Let's talk about that. And if you are someone, you know, that is going through it at the moment, like, what can you do? What can you do when you feel abandonment from somebody? I know it's not easy. It's really awful. Sean, you're so right. It's like playing the okey dokey with a narcissist. I love that. That is so funny. Linda Robbins says he came back once and said, you want closure, don't you? Linda, you know what? Like, I think on some level they know that you want an explanation. And I think that's why they do that. Seriously. Oxford, bless you, my dear. Thank you. All energy is directed to self, finally healing. This is great. This is absolutely wonderful. You know, this is exactly it. Like, we can spend time and lots of time trying to figure this out, trying to work this out, you know, and we're never going to. So what we're doing is we are wasting time trying to figure this out. The thing is, they are narcissistic. They're not healthy. Okay, there is something not okay with them. And not that this is a criticism. I'm not saying that it's a criticism. You know, it's just, it is what it is. And they're not going to understand it. And you're absolutely right, Oxford. This is about all energy directed to self. That is the key here. You already know. You already know who they are and what they are. I don't want you to doubt that. Okay, there's a reason why, you know, like when you've looked at content or videos or blogs about narcissism, there's a reason why it all resonated with you. That's because it's true. That is because that is what is happening. That's why this information has resonated with you. You know, and then you went on to learn what this is all about, what is going on, what is happening, haven't you? And that's why you find yourself here, you know, looking at this content and maybe lots of others as well. You already know. You already know what is going on. That isn't going to change. And it's not because it's you. They're going to do this to everybody else. And so this is really about not investing too much time trying to understand this in a different way. They're not okay. None of this is okay, right? So know that you need to at some point move forward from this and direct the energy onto you, because you're the most important. This is about you. It's about making sense of this situation and moving forward and directing that energy, time, and attention on yourself. Because you have been triggered, of course. This would have triggered so many things for you. And of course, it would have been the abandonment wound, which is one of the hardest ones. But it's not impossible when you know what is going on. If you understand what the issues are with abandonment, then, you know, like you can move forward from this. You can heal from this, okay? And this is something that you would have experienced, emotional abandonment as a child. And it's about moving through that. It's about understanding, okay? And it's not easy because you feel alone in all of this. And it feels like, again, this has been triggered because you've not had an explanation. You know, you don't trust yourself to be able to understand this, not having an explanation, not having a reason. This person was 1 minute in your life and then they've gone. And then they come back again and then they've gone. And then they come back and then they've gone. So you're always, you know, like you're always walking on eggshells. But you have to provide yourself that safe space and that stability within your life. to be able to ground yourself in this moment and know that this person is triggering you, so they're not good for you, they're not okay for you. It's not about waiting for someone else. You've got to take responsibility for yourself and know that this person is toxic. They're not going to offer you anything. They haven't even got the respect to offer you an explanation. So there's no point hanging around and waiting. If you are triggered, this is going to be inner child work, massively inner child work. And there's so many people out there that are so great, you know, at doing inner child, you know, therapy, inner child work. And this is something that is going to be intense, but it's something that's really important. I know that you don't feel safe within this moment, maybe within your body, because that space wasn't provided for you as a child. You know, your home life may have been really difficult. You didn't feel safe or wanted or protected, you know, within your environment. And that is the saddest thing, but you've got to provide that stability and that safe space for yourself now as an adult. And then that kind of seeps down into your inner child. It's about reassuring your inner child as well. Linda asks, Anushka, will they miss us? You know what? They miss the things that you can provide them. Remember, this is all about transactional interchange or exchange. All right. This is about what you provide them. They don't miss you as a person. And I know that's really hard to accept. It's not you as a person. It's the attention, it's the kindness, the compassion, the empathy that you can offer them. That's what they miss. Remember, because this is all about transaction. Yes. Angela says, mine hasn't come back. Luckily, she lives in another state. Yes, it was long distance, no bad mouthing to my friends because they knew very on that she was bad. She'll come back. She'll come back at some point. Maybe it might be a bit of time. Shady Groove says, I am feeling better. No more of that pain for me. Oh my God, amazing, Sean, that you're working in therapy, working on your inner child, feel extremely drained and fall asleep after therapy. You see, that's the thing. That's what therapy does. You know, if it's good and you know you're doing the work, that is amazing. You know that it's working. You know that it's doing really, really well. Eric says, Anushka, your journal prompts over the years have led in through and out of childhood. Your outline of action is beautiful. Bless you. Thank you. I'm really glad that they have worked. Yes, childhood wounds, I'm still working through them. Bless you. Do you know what? All of us on some level have them, and it's not a bad, it's not a bad thing. It's just something that we need to work. We just need to be aware of it, and we just need to work through it. So how many of you actually are working with a therapist? Not necessarily about, not necessarily about inner childhood wounds, but just, in general, like, have any of you gone through sorry. No, I wasn't ordering croissants. I was reading this message. That's what it was. Yeah, so how many of you are going into therapy, or going through therapy? Like, do you find that it's working? Especially those of you who are finding it really difficult at the moment. What is going on? How are you finding it? Do you know what? They won't deliver croissants now. It's like 11:15 at night. They're probably going to be making them for in the morning. I will get some in the morning. They've got a beautiful boulangerie, which is just across the road. And, oh God, the bread. The bread is just amazing. but definitely croissants in the morning for sure, with coffee, And there's this beautiful like square just up the road where I am, and it's so pretty. I'm going to sit there in the morning and have coffee and eat the croissants. Oh, Marni, bless you. Oh, thank you so much for being on the live. Thank you, Marni. It's so nice that you're here. Thank you so much. Marni has amazing books. She is the author of so many wonderful books. Please see the description box for the links. She has written some amazing books that will help you if you are survivors of narcissistic abuse. This will really, really help you. Marni has, I don't know, Marni, how many books have you got? I think you've got about 5 to 7 books. They can be used as great resources, you know, to help you understand and move through. Marni, bless you. Thank you for being here. So please do check out the description box. I've got a link to Marni's books. Thank you so much. Oh, bless you, Shady Groove. You and the Discord server working for me. Thank you. Oh, Shady Groove, I'm so happy. Like, that's amazing. This is so wonderful. Fiona says, I'm in therapy, it works. My psychologist gave me a lot of clarity and also helps. I'm not beating myself. I really don't know what I would have done without her. This is wonderful. I'm so, so happy. I've got 1,000 hours. But you are... Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. Phoenix Power, love a French baguette with pate. Oh, my God. Yes. The pate as well. Pan ou raison. Yes, that's another one. That's another really good one. I love that. I think they've got different selections. I'm gonna have a look. I think they've got like even a cinnamon croissant. Like I have to have that. I love cinnamon so much. Like I'm obsessed with it. Oh, thank you, Jessie. Your voice is relaxing to listen to. Your content is interesting too. Thank you very much, Jessie. Bless you. Sean, yes, you missed the live stream on Discord, but don't worry at all, because I'm going to be doing more of them. I'm going to do more. Yang, we have to do more. We've got to set it up. So yes, we're going to be doing more of those. But yes, so I'm really glad that a lot of you are going to therapy, are getting the help that you need. I think it's really important for you guys to do that and to actually make that happen for yourselves. Like, I understand that a lot of you are finding, you know, comfort also in maybe these live streams or videos or other people who do live streams and videos and things like that. And I also think that the Discord server is a great resource as well, because you are able to join other people who have been through kind of like similar experiences, you know, like you have. And ultimately the aim of that was to know that you guys are not alone and that it's okay. Like, you guys can talk about this in a safe space. So it is kind of like therapy too, you know. But I know that working on inner child is a little bit more complex, and it is something that, you know, a lot of you are so brave, so brave for doing that. You know, like, inner child work isn't easy. I did it too. I know I've still got more to do, and I know that, and I'm not afraid of admitting that. Like, I want you to know that this is a journey, and there is always going to be more. There's always going to be something. So I don't want you to think that, you know, you're alone in this, and that it isn't, that, you know, you're the only one that is going through this. It's not. Like, so many of us really do experience this, and you know what? You will get through it. You will get through it. You just got to put in the work, and it will be amazing. Oh, do you like cinnamon too, Phoenix Power? I love it. I can have it on everything. Yes, but so the Discord server, if any of you are interested in joining, is now, the link is available now in the chat box. Amazing. Thanks, Yang. 300 people. Could all of you just put a like? That would be amazing, just to get this information out there. Dr. Marni, yes, writing is your therapy. Like, honestly, writing for some people, like for a lot of us, you know, it it is so, so important, you know, like journaling, working through this. And so a lot of us do find that comfort in writing. And that's why you wrote such amazing books, Marni, haven't you? Like amazing, amazing books. Sean says, to be honest, with you, laughing at the things the Knox used to do is like therapy. He's a crazy man. Yeah, they are. They are. Eric, you're so funny. Sean, oh my God, you've started something else off. Cinnamon on French toast. I can't have croissant and French toast as well. I can't eat too much gluten. Oh my God, but I'm going to have to make an exception. Oh my God, Sean, what have you done to me? I know what you mean. Like laughing at what they used to say is like therapy. It is like, it is just crazy. Like it just blows your mind. Doesn't make sense, does it? Cinnamon in pancakes, cinnamon butter. Right. We have to stop this conversation because my mouth is watering and I actually really want that now. So, okay, so the closure that you never got, the explanation that you never got, the pain that was never acknowledged. You have to direct this on you, meaning don't expect them to offer you an explanation. Don't expect them to give you clarity. Don't expect them to understand. I understand that all you want to do is talk to them. All you want to do is get some clarity on what has happened. All you want to do is you want to tell them how much you're hurting and for them to make it feel better for you. Stop. Because what you're doing is you're putting your power, or you're giving your power away. You are wanting something from somebody that is not going to give you this. They will see your emotions as vulnerability and use this against you. So I know that a lot of you right now are struggling to understand this, sitting in pain, and it's not comfortable. But the only way that you are going to get through this is if you put that attention and that focus on yourself. That is the only way that this is going to work. By externalizing it and expecting something from them or somebody else, what you're doing is you're moving that responsibility away from yourself. You're also wanting this from somebody else. This is up to you. This is what you are going to do for yourself. You don't need anybody else to help you. You know what you need to do. And that is giving that love and that attention onto you. The understanding, the clarity will come in time. But by giving your attention and focus away to another person, you are losing your own power. You already have the answers. You're already clever enough, insightful enough to know what is going on. And I understand that you're really triggered at the moment, and I know that this is not comfortable, but deep down you already know the truth. So this is about really trusting that and trusting yourself. This is about giving yourself that space for your brain and your mind to be able to process this. Of course, if you go to therapy, of course, see the individuals that are going to help you. Of course, go and see your friends and family who are going to help you through this. You don't have to do this alone. But what I am saying is that you've already got that power, that intuition, that energy that is going to get you through this. You already know the truth. You already know what is going on. Don't doubt that. Don't doubt the fact that you have seen through this and that you understand. You know this person is never going to give you what it is that you want, yet you hold on. You hold on to something that isn't real. There's a reason why these people come into your life. There's a reason why you have these experiences. These relationships are meant to break you. And that breaks my heart saying that, but these relationships are meant to be difficult, because what they are meant to do is stir up all of those triggers to come to the surface so that you can see what they are, so that you can work on them and heal you. Linda says, I was so codependent. I knew he didn't want me, but still needed a friend. As lost my dad, he shouted, I can't be there, then went off with new supply. Don't ever want to see his face, let alone his friends. Bless you. I'm so sorry. That's so bad. That is actually so bad. But this person, it sounds to me that he can't actually be with anybody. Like, he couldn't even do that. Like, he couldn't be understanding and kind enough. And that's the sad thing of it. They can't. They don't want to. Being vulnerable, they can't do, because they've always got to be, in power. They've got to be in control. That's the word I was looking for. They're the ones that have got to be in control. And if you're vulnerable, to them it means you can't be in control. So they will never do that. And you know why this has happened. You know why this happens. Because of their dysfunctional childhood, they build these walls up. They build these walls of protection. Their ego is dysfunctional. So they don't see things the same way me or you do. They don't have that same perspective on life the way that me or you do. You see, I'm wanting an explanation from somebody like that. Really? Someone like them. I know that a lot of us have fallen in love with them and love them. That's fine. That's fine. But what part of them are you in love with? What part of them are you seeking this explanation that you can't give yourself? Because you know that they have changed throughout this course of this relationship. You know that has happened. You know that wasn't really them. That wasn't truly them. Because they don't know who they are. They don't know what is going on. They don't get it. A lot of us have been in these long-term relationships as well. So we've based our whole life, our whole, dreams and things around them. And suddenly it just all comes crashing down. We had hoped for a future with this person. We had hoped that there was going to be something stable. There was going to be a stable offer from this person. And even though they promised you this, even though they said this, where is it now? It's not real. It was never going to be real. It's an illusion. And that's what they do. At the time when they're with you, because they're very impulsive, they mean it. They probably mean it and they probably believe it at that time. But a few moments later, the next day, they don't mean it. They forgot what they've said. They tell you what you want to hear. So this is what I mean, by an illusion. It can't be sustained. And this is what I mean. These relationships are meant to be difficult. They're meant to break you. Because they're meant to break you in half so that you can work on those things that have been a trigger for you. So that nobody else can control you in this way. You've got to know what your buttons are, because if someone like the narcissist can work that out and use them against you, there are going to be other people who will do the same. And they will use those triggers and things against you. You know, a lot of us do have these triggers of abandonment, do have difficult childhoods where we didn't feel safe, where we didn't feel ourselves. But it doesn't mean that we have to carry these wounds from the past. We can heal them. It can get better. But we have to give ourselves that love and that nurture and that light that we didn't get as children, and heal that internal part of us that, you know, is still screaming for, you know, for that validation. And the thing is, we don't need outside validation, especially not from a narcissist. You know, this is why they've been called into our lives. This is why they are here, because, you know, on some level, you know, they want to hurt you. They want to make you feel insignificant. They look at you and they think, well, they've had this brilliant life. They're so happy. I don't want them to be happy. It's almost like they're kind of jealous of you. Like why you didn't have this difficult childhood that they had to. So they're going to hurt you in turn. Letitia, you're absolutely right. There's no partner, just control. That's exactly it. That is exactly it. You guys have to stop talking about food, because I'm literally, my mouth is watering. Lashings of butter on top of your hot cross bun. Oh, yes. The whole thing is unfair. You're absolutely right, Edward. The whole thing is very unfair. But you don't have to be a victim of circumstance. You can heal this. You can do something about this. You can move forward from this. It doesn't mean that you have to stay stuck and accept these circumstances of what has happened. You know, even though you didn't get closure, it doesn't mean you have to accept that. You make your own closure. You have your own understanding that this person is toxic. This person is not okay. So what you're going to do about it, sit there and be a victim and be upset about it? No, we don't do things like that. You've got to stand up, stand straight, stand tall, know your worth. And you move through this. You know the truth. You already know the truth within you. This is about getting out of victim mentality, because you know what? If you stay in victim mentality, you stay small. You stay triggered. You stay unimportant. And you're not any of those things. Even though you may have been told by the narcissist, maybe, you know, your childhood was challenging and that you were told this, it doesn't mean that is the truth. You have to know that even though you go through these experiences, it doesn't mean that you have to be a victim of circumstance. You can move through this. You can move forward. You know, think about it. Think about before this person had come into your life, who you were, what you were doing. All of those things matter. Because that is what the narcissists notice. They notice how special, how wonderful you actually are. And they come for you. They come for you because they can see your qualities. They can see all of this. Excuse me. They see all these qualities in you. You have to move through the victim mentality. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. Sorry, my throat is so dry and I don't know why. So this is moving out of victim mentality and not accepting it. And not accepting that actually this is you and that you're going to accept it. Sorry. And that you accept that. You are more than that. And you have to rise up. You have to understand that you are important enough. It doesn't mean that just because of these circumstances, because of these experiences, you've got to accept it. You have to move forward. Look at people who have resigned in their life. Like they've just like, I'm done. They're using substances, their mental health is not great. They're like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done with this life. Because if you think about it, that is what is waiting for you. If you don't stick up for yourself, if you don't protect yourself, if you get out of victim mentality and you stay small, you're carrying on that abuse from the narcissist, from those people that told you that you were not good enough, that you can't do this, that you're not important enough. You stay small. But your life isn't about that. Your life isn't about staying small. I understand that, you've had these experiences, you've had these adverse situation and experiences that have happened to you, but it doesn't mean that that is where you've got to stay, that you've got to stay there accepting it. Because life isn't about that. Life isn't about, oh yeah, like I'll just, yeah, whatever, like, oh, that's happened to me. And I've just got to accept this. No, you can make a difference. You can make a change. You rise up, you level up. Lisa, what a great question. Yeah, probably yes, I do. Thank you, Elizabeth. I don't know what's happened. My throat, I've not been 100% for like a week now. And so I know I sound croaky. I know I do. And I think my throat gets dry, when I'm like talking and I don't take enough tea. So bless you. Thank you, Elizabeth. That's right. You have to stop being the victim. And it's a choice. Sorry. It's a choice that we have. It doesn't mean that we have to accept it. It's a choice. You can move forward from this. You can get better. It can, absolutely. You can move through this. I understand that these situations, these experiences from these people are absolutely awful. And they do break us. They're really difficult and they're really challenging. And at the time, we don't realize, we don't see it, we don't understand what is happening, and we don't get it. We don't understand it. And it is really awful what actually happens and how it happens. And what is going on. But the last thing that we need to do is engage in this abuse, engage in and believe what the narcissist has told us or what they have said to us. Because it's not about that. Like, they do it to keep you small. They do it to keep you insignificant because they want to have control over you. That's why they do it. It's not for any other reason. They also don't like the fact that, like when they saw you, when they got into a relationship with you, they saw all of your good qualities. They saw how wonderful you actually are. And that's why they come for you. They wanted that. They wanted your energy. They saw how wonderful you actually are. And they thought to themselves, I want a piece of that. I want that. They can see your kindness, okay? They can see your compassion. They can see how wonderful you are. And that's why they chose you. That's why they come for you. That's why they wanted you. And so they were so lovely at the beginning to get you hooked. And they knew that's not who they are. They knew they were lying. But they still went for it. But underneath all of that, they didn't like you because those were your qualities. They knew that was the real part of you. That's right, Vivian. Energy vampires, they suck that energy from you. They suck the life force energy from you. So you can't just take it. You've got to build yourself back up. Yeah, they've gone. They've done you the biggest favor. They've gone. That's a celebration in itself, isn't it? Sorry. That's a celebration in itself that they've gone. That's half of the battle. Now, you've got to build yourself up. You've got to put in that work. Because I tell you something, you're never going to be the same person that you were before that narcissist entered your life. This is about you building that up, becoming the best version of yourself. You have this opportunity. You have this chance to do that. And remember, everything is about perspective in life. If you're going to believe what the narcissist said about you and stay small and be and feel insignificant, that is your choice. That is your perspective. That is where you will stay. However, if you're like, no, oh, hell no, this is not happening. I'm going to build myself up. I'm going to be the best version of myself. Then again, that is perspective. And that is, let me tell you, my friends, that is the building blocks of life. Like, it is your perspective on how you see things. You know, there's, 2 or 3 people can be doing the same thing, or 2 or 3 people can be watching this live. I know there's more of you, but watching this live, but each 3 people will be taking different things from this live, or understanding this in 3 different perspectives, and every single one is valid. But ultimately, this is about how you interpret it, how it resonates with you. It's about perspective. And can you see that it's only you that is the most important here, because this is about you. It's always been about you. You're going to allow someone to destroy you. You're going to allow someone to say those things about you and just take it. No. You're going to allow someone to tell you all those things, do all those things, and what? You're just going to take it. You're going to allow this abuse to continue. This is the healing. This is the leveling up, the rising up. This isn't about laying down and just thinking, oh my God, like this has happened to me, this experience defines me. Are they really that significant? Are they really that important in your life that you are just going to lay down and take it? You're going to let someone walk all over you like that? You're not weak. You're not any of those things that they have said to you. Yes, that experience is hard. It was, okay, I understand it was more than hard. It broke you. But look at this opportunity this way. You can do something about it. You can become stronger. You can become that version of yourself that you've always wanted and know that that exists within you. Good night, Sean. Sleep well. Like you can be that. It's going to require you to put some work in. This isn't going to come easy. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy. It is hard work. But what's the alternative? You just take it. Learn about yourself. Learn the true potential of yourself. And you know what, my friends? That is the closure. That is how you get your power back. And all of this, all of these things, you already have that internal knowledge within you, your higher self. That knowledge already exists within you. You have to be strong enough or interested enough to listen to it. Because you already know. You've got to listen to your intuition, that gut feeling. And it's a thing. It's a scientifically proved thing. That we all have it. Life can be difficult and life can be magical. It's like we are always learning. Life is like one big lesson. We're always learning. We're always moving through things. It doesn't mean just because you work through this bit or you've had this experience, that's it. Why don't you give yourself the tools to be able to experience this life in the best way possible? Something that works for you. Give yourself the strength, the ability to be able to move through this life, equipped with tools to be able to handle it. That's really good, Sarah. You've given up and you're no longer obsessed with wanting him back. This is really good. And Letitia says, it's time to healing and higher energy. Lisa says, I haven't forgotten myself. This is good. This is really important. This is it. This is it, guys. This is exactly it. Don't forget about you. Don't forget about yourselves. Don't, give your power away wanting something from someone, wanting someone back. You're wanting them back for what? What? What are they going to give you? What are they going to do for you? They had this chance, they had this opportunity, and look what they did. Look what they did with it. Edward says, Anushka, my biggest issue was that the discard was on my prime time where things should have been another spot. How to cope with that? The best years lost in vain. Edward, this is what I've been saying. It's a matter of perspective. Were they really your best years? Or has it been programmed within you that those were the best years because of a certain age that you were? Age is an illusion. That also doesn't exist. So you have to think of it this way. Are they really your best years or your best years still yet to come? You can get through this. Again, it's an illusion. Okay, or is this a narrative that you have told yourself that actually those were the best years, the prime of your life? Like we're said that the prime of our life is in our 20s. We've got to go and enjoy ourselves and do all these wonderful, wonderful things. But isn't that the time that actually we should be building a legacy? So that later on in our years, we should be able to actually enjoy that legacy that we've built. But instead, society teaches us to go and, go and use substances and get high. Isn't that really what happens? So again, this is a matter of perspective. Maybe your 20s were the best. Maybe your 30s were the best. Whatever it is, it's a matter of perspective. But it doesn't mean that actually, she has taken that and you've got to believe that that is it for you. So Edward, don't worry. The best is still yet to come. Absolutely, Pavel, don't get attached to the illusion because it's a lie. It's a lie. And I think that's a really good point because a lot of us do get attached to that illusion. We believe or we think that they are this person that they had showed us right at the beginning of the relationship. And I think that's what we get kind of sidetracked or thinking all the time, that actually they are that person when they're really not, because that is just the magic show, isn't it? That really is just the illusion. They're not any of those things. And so we have to let go of that. We have to understand that actually they are not that. They just showed you a lie. And you've fallen in love with that lie that doesn't exist. And that's what lies are. They're not the truth. Aren't they, my friends? Lies are not the truth. They don't exist. The real person that you got to know is that person that was so awful to you, that put you down, cheated on you, made you feel insignificant, made you feel not important. And so at some point you got to put a stop to this and think, no, I'm going to get through this. Like I really just don't want this anymore. Heather, you're absolutely right. The most soul growth I have ever had at one time. And that, Heather, bless you. You know what? I'm so proud of you, and I'm sure you're really proud of yourself as well. Because these relationships are meant to come into your life and break you. They are meant to be challenging, but they're not meant to last. That is one thing you can be sure of, is they're not going to last. They can't last like this, can they? So really you have to understand that this is an experience that you have to learn from. Not sit there and take it. You're not a victim. You've had this awful experience happen to you, but you can get through this, and you will. You've got to choose yourself first. And yes, it's hard because this is all about, absolutely, Pavel, repeated childhood patterns, the love you never got from your parents, or the love that you didn't receive, or the love that you felt rejected, or where you didn't feel seen. You're welcome, Heather. And that's where it becomes the most hurtful and the most challenging. But you can show yourself that love. You can give that love to yourself by choosing you, by putting yourself first. That's right. NYC King. Yes. You owe it to yourselves. Do you know what? It's nobody else's responsibility but yours. And I know that sounds harsh, but there really is nobody else's responsibility to do this but yours. You're the only one that can do this. I know, Edward, I know you wanted to be on a better spot, and I know you didn't think that life was going to be like this, and I'm sure that she had promised you a future, and all of these things, but it hasn't happened. And so I get it completely. I completely understand, but it's, again, this is about perspective, and it's about how you see yourself in this experience that we call life. Because we do have choices. And I want you to know that each and every one of you is so important. You're not insignificant, because you do have choices. You can change this. You cannot let the past define you on who you were and what has happened to you. Like, that is victim mentality. That's right. Oh my God, you're so right, NYC King. Love is not supposed to hurt. You're not supposed to feel upset, suicidal, like beside yourself. That isn't what love is. And you guys on some level know that. Like, you guys know that's not what love is. Love is gentle. Love is the highest vibration. Love feels compassionate, understanding. You don't judge another person. Don't have expectations of another person. That's what love is. And I know that each and every one of you can feel that and give that. But first of all, you've got to start by giving that to yourself. Okay, because if you're not doing that for yourself, you're then going to expect it from others to complete you. And then you're externalizing it. You're putting the expectations on another. And you know what happens when you put expectations on other people. They always let you down. And that is the truth. People do let you down because people react in different ways, and we expect them to react in a certain way, but they don't. And so that's what I mean. They always let you down because we expect them to behave in that way. So don't do it. Put that all back on yourself, because this is about you. This is about you moving through this. And whatever stage you are, whether you're at the stage, whether you're wanting closure, whether you're wanting to understand the situation, or whether you are someone who has moved through this, or whether you are someone who's, like in the Hoover cycle, like you've gone back to the narcissist, whichever stage you're at, there's no judgment here. This isn't easy. This is not easy. And there are several stages to all of this. And each and every one are on different paths, on different levels. But one thing you must never do is give up on you. Because you are the most important. This person is in your life to try and teach you something. And lessons are expensive. Not just financially, but emotionally. Yeah, they are. But again, this is about perspective. How are you going to interpret this situation? How are you going to interpret this experience that has happened to you? Whether you want to see it negative or positive, what can you learn from it? Why is this person in your life? Look, if this person wasn't in my life, there is no way that I would be doing this. There is no way. You know my stories of trying to speak, do public speaking a few years back. There was no way that I could do it. Believe it or not, I was really shy and I couldn't talk, and I used to get a dry throat. Not like today. No. Today was different. Today was completely different. There was no way. Remember where I was telling you guys, like in a few of the lives, like when I was at uni and I had to give, these talks. Oh my God, I couldn't sleep for like 2 or 3 days before because I was so nervous. Now, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. But these are the things that you've got to learn about yourself. You've got to work through them. And yeah, it's painful. It's hard. It's awful. But these things are not sent to you these things are not sent to you in the way that you won't be able to deal with them. They're sent to you because you will be able to deal with them. These people were in your life to teach you something about you. Something that you overlooked or weren't given. So it's your job. It's your responsibility to find out what that is. You know? Because that's what it's about. I know that there's lots of channels, blogs and things out there that talk about the narcissists and putting them down and they're awful and all of this. Yeah, they are. On many levels they are, yes. Yes. But this isn't about, bashing them, bashing them or saying awful things or whatever. They're not important in all of this. You know who is important? Is you. This is about your life, your recovery. This is about you seeing the lesson. They're not important. They were just a conduit to get to that, for you to get to that realization. Forget them. They're not the most important. So don't allow their words to kind of echo in your head, for it to go round and round and round in your head. Because it's not true. You know it's not true. I know it's hurt you and I know it's triggered you, but it doesn't mean it's true. Absolutely, Joshua. They don't understand that people change. You can change. They can't. They just repeat the same cycles over and over again. Like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine, living a life like that, being stuck in this loop, in this cycle? Like, can you imagine living a life like that? That sounds boring to me. So no wonder they've got to entertain themselves by putting people down. Thank you, Ellery. Thank you so much. Hello again, Anushka. My question, what was the deal with insisting upon introducing me to her parents within the first week? We're in our 40s. Ellery, well, that was all about trying to hook you in, to show that actually, you know what, that she wants you to be with her, like you matter to her. She was trying to hook you in, so she knew that was something that was probably really quite important to you, which is why she did it. It was a show, it was an illusion. She was trying to hook you in. That's what I would say, especially but hold on a minute. In the first week you are meeting her parents. Doesn't that sound strange to you? That's a bit much, isn't it? Doesn't matter if you're in your 40s or your 50s, isn't that a bit much? And I know it's not your fault, Ellery, it's totally hers, but that just sounds to me like that's completely and utterly toxic. Why would you do that? The first week. And this is what I mean, this is what they do. They move these relationships on really, really quickly because they want you to be hooked and for you not to get away. This is what I mean. They can see your potential. They can see how wonderful a person you actually are. And they don't want to let you go. And isn't it funny? It's you guys that actually see through this. You see through the illusion and you go. Because even if you don't conform, even if you don't do what they ask you or tell you or want you to do, you don't conform, which is why they leave, which is why they go. So it's you that actually ends it. It's you that actually says, no, I'm done. You're the ones that stick up for yourselves and just say, I don't want to do this anymore. Even though you subconsciously don't know that you've done it, but you have. You've gone no, I'm done. And then that's why they argue with you. That's why they put you down. Because if they keep you small, they can control you and manipulate you. That's why they do it. And like, if you see guys, like through all of this, like if you see through this, like you understand what is going on here. Like the whole thing is strange, isn't it? The whole like experience is very strange. So you must know that actually there's something to learn from this. There's something to understand from this toxic person. They pulled the wool over your eyes with all of these illusions that they love you, that they want you, you know, and that they come back for you because they can't live without you, that they're still in love with you. But have they actually changed? Has anything actually changed? Has anything ever got better? No, what you've realized that actually they're still the same person and that they can't change. And that you just keep going round and round in this loop, in this cycle. And that is the thing about these relationships. That's what happens. They leave, they come back, you break up, you come back again, and then you break up again, and then you come back again. And how many years are you going to keep doing this? A says 20 years. 20 years of this cycle. 20 years of just going and coming back, going and coming back. You have to realize that this is not healthy. After all this time, has anything really changed? Probably the answer that you're screaming at the screen is no. Nothing has changed. It never does. And then you're wanting closure. You already know the answer. You already know what has happened, what's going on here. Yes, Starlight says it's a scam. Yeah, they are scamming you. That's what they're doing. They are scamming you. We can't believe everything everyone says. You know, there are people out there that will tell you what you want to hear. And they don't care how that makes you feel. They don't care. As long as they get what they want, they don't care. The old biddy, your name. Romance scammers. Yeah. People collectors and romance scammers and scammers as well. Low-key shouldn't say that, but yeah. Yeah, they are scammers. And look, Oxford, yes, destroyed my health. They wore me down. I have to heal mind and body. That's what they do. That's what happens when you're on this merry-go-round, this cycle. It doesn't get any better. It doesn't change. But the thing is, you can change because you take responsibility. You change. Rafiq beautifully said, you will find someone else and this will all be a passing. You know what? This is the whole thing about it. You will find someone else, usually your soulmate, you will find after this experience. Isn't that what you want, guys? Isn't that what you really want? Instead of wasting time trying to understand this person, trying to make them better, feeling sorry for them, thinking that you can heal them, thinking that you can make this better for them. Stop wasting your time on them, because I'll tell you something, they wouldn't be doing it for you if it was the other way around. You know they wouldn't do that for you. So work on yourself and you will find someone else, like your soulmate, someone who is for you, someone who is for you, not against you. Not someone that makes you feel awful, not someone who puts you down, not someone that makes you feel insignificant, suicidal, cheats on you, does all the, like, who does that? Seriously, like, who does that? And it's disgusting. It's disgusting what they do. Leave them be. Let them go. Your life is far too important for this to happen. Sarah, yeah, he's probably flirting with other women. Yeah, of course he is. And like, of course, that's what they do. They don't take responsibility. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about you. So this is about you caring for you, because you are important. They're evil. They're evil. It's not fair what they do. You're right, Rafiq. Yes. You got to think to yourselves, why would someone behave in that way? Like, why would someone make you feel like that? What? Just to control you? What? Just to gaslight you? What? Just to tell you lies? Think about it. Like, how weird is that? Like, why would you want to control another person? Why would you want to gaslight someone? Manipulate someone? Like, because I don't understand it, and you guys probably don't either. Like, why would someone do that? Want to get control over someone just to tell them what to do and what they're supposed to think? That to me sounds boring. You know, I'm too busy living my life. I've got things to do. But they don't, do they? They don't. They're the ones that do that. This is what I mean. Don't try and understand it. Just get away from it. That is the closure, is you getting away. You already know who they are. That's right, Starlight. They need to mirror the false self because it's really important to them. It's so true. Like, isn't it funny? You know, these people have no sense of self. They have no identity yet. What they do is they have this false confidence that actually they do. That, again, to me, is a very strange concept because inside they are empty. They don't really understand their feelings. They try to get away from their feelings because of their dysfunctional childhood. They try to separate themselves. Yet they show everyone how confident, how amazing, how wonderful, and how they affect other people's perception. That, to me, is the biggest scam, is the biggest joke. Like, why would you do that? To be able to affect someone else, to be able to con someone else. And so you see, that is the thing. Why, like, we're not going to understand it. We're not going to understand the explanations that they give us because they don't really know what truth, reality, illusion actually is. They live kind of in between both of them, isn't it? So you're wanting closure, you're wanting an explanation from them, but why? What are they going to say to you that is possibly going to matter? They're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you what actually is happening. They're not going to come out and say, hi guys, oh hi, I'm a narcissist. This is why I do this because I've had a really bad childhood. This is why I do this. You know that's not going to happen. So it's about you. It's about you realizing the truth that actually this all stems from you. Like, you're the most important. You already know the closure. You already know the truth. So it's about believing that. It's about believing in yourself. This is about getting connected to who you are, getting connected to yourself, because that is the healing journey. This is about coming home to you. This isn't about understanding them and why they've done that. They've done that because they're not okay, right? Like, you know, Axel, you're right. Any closure is fake because they're fake. They're not going to tell you the truth. So you want to hear more lies, to hear things that they want to, hear things that you want to hear. What, to go back into that cycle again? How boring. You want to go through that again? You know what's going to happen at the end of it, because how many times you've been on this cycle? So this is about believing your own intuition and knowing that you can move forward and move up from this, level up, rise up. That power exists within you, but you have to get connected to yourself. You have to connect to you. Get to know who you are. First of all, settle your nervous system, your adrenal system as well. Get out into nature. Go for a walk. Into the woods or by the sea. Distract your mind for a bit so you're not constantly overthinking about this person. Because you're giving them energy. And this is what I talked about in the last live last week. That what you're doing, is every time you think of them, you are feeding them energetically. And they love this. They love this so much. And they're gonna keep wanting that more. So they're going to keep silent. They're going to do things to trigger you, to get that energy, attention from you. So stop. Put it all back onto yourself. Journaling. You know, journaling really helps. That's what you've got to remember. Journaling. Writing things like, I've got a journal club if you want to join. Don't have to, not a problem. But journal. It's about like having therapy, isn't it? It's about having therapy with yourself. Because you're exploring your own mind, your own narrative. Yeah? That's how you got to think of it. That's about putting some calming music on. You know, music that's got 432 megahertz or 528 megahertz. That's really healing. Those vibrations really resonate within your body and cause healing effects within your cells. Because your cells, your body, like all of that vibrates on a certain level. And listening to that music starts reparation of cells and enzymes within our body. This is a proven fact. This is scientifically proven. So do that for yourself. You know, you can heal yourself. Nothing is impossible. There's only limitations of our mind that makes us think that it is impossible, but it's not. You can be and do anything you want to be. You are free. But remember, it's the limitations of the mind. We are taught to stay small from a really young age. And that isn't an accident. Okay? So this is about getting connected to yourself. They're not going to teach you this at school. No one's going to tell you this. Okay? It's about connecting to who you are and knowing that your heart vibrates on the highest level, love. Okay? Love for yourself and love for the right people. Sarah, it's 432 megahertz or 528. It's a certain vibrational frequency that is healing. There's lots of videos like that over on YouTube. So 432 or 528. So you can access that on YouTube. Like, for example, it's like what I used to listen to is rain. I love rain and thunder. That for me is really calming. So that is on 432 megahertz. I think that's the vibrational frequency of that sound. Like the sea, or for example, wind, or, you know, like things like that. And I know there's apps as well. I think, what is it called? My mind's gone blank, guys. Hold on. I need to find it. Hold on. It's on my phone. Sorry. Oh, Insight Timer. Insight Timer. That's it. Thank you, Oxford. Yes. Insight Timer. So 432A is not for you. Okay. And 528 hertz. Okay. So you're not ready to receive that vibrational frequency. That's okay. In time, you will be. You will be able to. Okay, so 432 is hurting people. Yeah, so you maybe you're not ready to have that level. Maybe there's different, maybe it might be a different level, but it's the heart frequency. So I know that it heals the heart. 432 and 528. Bless you guys. Do you know what? Over time, you will be able to get to that level, to that, and it will resonate with you. I promise. Because it's the healing frequency, heart healing. You're welcome, Sarah. Yes, Heather, like cats purring on your chest. Yeah, pets are so healing as well. I think we talked about this last week or the week before. And I think over on Discord we've got a section of pets and things. I need to put mine in as well. I need to put Alfie in there. I haven't put Alfie in mine. So I will do that this week. But yes, pets, their energy. Can you see how all of this works? Your pets give you unconditional love. They don't communicate to you and say, oh, hey, I love you. You just know, you feel it. And that's what love is. You feel it. Love is a feeling. That's what you've got to give yourself. You've got to treat yourself with kindness. Do things for yourself. Treat yourself. Do things that are going to make you happy. Because you're important. Absolutely. Get sunshine. Sunshine's healing as well. I miss the sun. I really do. So this really is about you. Can you see that all of this you have access to? It's just you've got to see it. You've got to be able to know and see it and interpret it. And if your mind is thinking about things like them and why they did this to you, why they're not communicating with you, you're not seeing this. You're right, Michelle. They communicate it with their eyes. You can tell a lot about a person by their eyes. The eyes are the window to the soul. And that is the truth. You can. Yes. Absolutely, Chris. Yeah. The sun shines so healing. And pets are, yeah, they're beautiful. They're beautiful things. So this is what I'm saying. If your mind is muddled and so much space is taken up trying to figure out someone else, you're not going to see this. This is going to pass you by. And you're not gonna have it. So don't waste the time on them and trying to understand them. Linda says, Anushka, I get hurt thinking about new supply even though I know what he is. Linda, that new supply, okay, is who you were. All right, someone who doesn't know, someone who does not know what is going on. And you know what? She is going to experience the same thing that you have, because he doesn't change. He's not going to change, right? He's going to do the same thing to her, like what he's done to you. And this is abuse. Okay, this is abuse. And that's what she is going through right now. This isn't some fairy tale love story. Okay? It's not. I promise you. It's just time. It will end. They'll break up. It will end. At the moment, she's compliant, which is why she stays. Okay? And why he keeps her. Because she's just compliant. Do not compare yourself to her. This isn't about him leaving you for her. She just serves him. That's all it is. She just emotionally serves him. That's all it is. And that's what you have to remember. That these people are going to keep doing the same thing over and over again because they don't learn, they don't know, they don't understand it. They're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. They're going to cheat. They're going to lie to them. They're going to gaslight them. They're going to manipulate them. All of that is coming. All of that is coming for that woman. So actually, she's getting abused. But you have to think of you. You have to think about yourself, and you have to think about what you want from your life. This is about taking that ownership and actually taking that attention and putting it on you. Because this is triggering. This is going to be hard. This journey isn't easy, but it's not impossible. And all this narcissists were doing were just mirroring you, the wonderful you. That's all it was. But remember what I said, these relationships are meant to be challenging. They're meant to come in and they're meant to break you. But you've got to see the lesson. You've got to see past this and see the lesson, why this person was in your life. What is it about you that you need to heal and put right so that you can live the best actualized, amazing life that you can? They're in your life for a reason. So the closure, my friends, the closure is you moving forward. You know already who they are and what they do. That is the closure. So I know that there's lots of varying advice on how to get closure. And I know that I don't really follow trends on offering that type of advice, because not that I don't believe it, I think it's great. I do think it's great. But what I want each and every one of you to realize is that actually you have the power to actually move through, to understand this, because you already know. On some level within you, you already know. And what I want to get to teach you guys is that you have to trust that intuition that you have, that inner knowing. Okay, because it all starts from connection to yourself. This is what I'm writing this book about. The connection, connecting to you, connecting to who you are, connecting to your truth. Because that is the only thing that is going to get you through this and actually help you move forward in your life. Okay? It's going to help you to make a life that is important to you, something that is going to feel good, something that is going to give you the freedom. And you know, like if you believe in yourself, if you really, really believe in yourself, you can achieve anything, including financial freedom, because all of that is connected on how you think and feel and represent yourself in your life. Okay? Because this isn't, you're not just getting over just this situation and just this person. This person was in your life to force you to change things in your life, to see past this. Okay, this isn't just about healing from this person. This is about leveling up your life on every single level, on every different stage, This isn't about this person. This is about coming home to you and actually learning about yourself on who you are, because you've not had that chance probably throughout your life. You've not had that chance to be able to really think about who you are, what you want from your life. But this is your opportunity. This is your time right now to figure that out. That's why this person was in your life. And if you don't learn these lessons, these types of people are going to keep coming in time after time again until you do learn that lesson. Yes, the universe is like that. They are very much like that. So this is about seeing it for what it actually is and knowing that you don't have to accept this. Yes, absolutely, Yang. Maybe we can add some financial classes. Yes, so this is something that I'm really passionate about. So we've been talks about is offering, advice on financial freedom, particularly on Discord. We're going to be setting things like this up because this is really connected to how you feel about yourself and who you are and what you believe you are worth. Okay, so that is what financial freedom is. This isn't about anything else. This is about your own worth. This is what you believe you are worth. So yes, Yang, absolutely. We will be offering those classes on Discord. The Discord, if you haven't joined Discord yet, please look in the chat because the link will be there for the channel. And I think this is a really important factor. I think this is a really important subject because I know that a lot of you, these people have destroyed you, taken you to the cleaners emotionally, psychologically, but also financially. And all of this is linked. All of this is linked to who you are, your beliefs about yourself and how you see yourself. So I think this is a really, really, really important topic. And it's something that is going to be, I want to explore this more. And Yang also is going to be looking at this as well. So this is a really important subject for a lot of you. So yes, please see the description box for the link on joining Discord and in the chat as well, because there will be more resources, there'll be more things on that and how you can increase that and how you can move forward from this. Because you deserve it, guys. You absolutely deserve this. This is really important. This is linked to your self-worth as well. How much you feel your worth. This is all about that connection to yourself. It's not anything else. Promise you, take it from someone who knows. It really, really is. And also, this is about, yeah, exactly, old biddy. What the hell? 39K for what? No. I hope you said no. He doesn't deserve it. Manifestation as well. You know what? You hold that power. You can have anything in your life, but you have to believe. And that all starts from that connection to yourself. I know I've said this like a million times. I know I repeat myself, but I just want you to know that it really is about you, and it starts from you, because you are the most important. You just got to give yourself that space. You've got to connect to you and like ask yourself what it is that you want, what it is that you need. Because remember, this is about how you think about yourself. This is how this is going to be projected out there, like how other people will perceive you. You've got to stand in your truth. You've got to stand in your power. Stand tall. What are you hiding from? You've got nothing to hide from. Okay? Because this is important for your healing, for you moving forward. Know that you are important. Know that you are seen. Okay? That is the gift. And if you really think about it, maybe there was a reason why they were in your life, to propel you to move forward, to get to this stage. So don't ask for the closure. You already know the closure. You already know. And that is what is important. Okay? It's about you. So guys, this is about you guys. I hope that some of this information hasn't been too triggering for you. I know that when I talk about these things, I talk about them from the heart. I really do. And I really hope that this helps you guys. Honestly, like, I'm on your side. I'm not here to be against you and put you guys down. It's not, I am on your side. And I wouldn't say any of these things that I haven't experienced myself, or know that they work for me, or something that I have gone through. Like, these things, I know they work, and I know that they will help you. Okay? Because we are here for one another. Like, I want to help you. I want you to realize that you are not the illusion. You are not these things that people have said in your life to make you believe that you are insignificant or not important. That is an illusion. That's a lie. That's not true. You are the opposite. That's what you are. So I hope that this information hasn't been too triggering. Know that it's been said with love. Okay, for each and every one of you. You know, I know it's hard work, Oxford, but it's so worth it, and you will get through this. I will be back tomorrow with another video. I have completely forgotten what the title is. So that's out tomorrow at 8 p.m. UK time. Check out the community tab, because I will be putting out there different times that might work for you guys, you know, for the lives, and maybe the days that might be maybe a different day. So do look out for the polls, because I'm just trying to collect this information so that, you know, I can make this more easier, meaningful, better for you guys, you know, because I'm here to serve you guys, here to help you. So it would be great to know what would work better for you. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being here. It's been so wonderful to connect with you guys. You guys have been having fun in the chat. I don't know what you've been saying, so I'm going to have to rewatch this and read the chat. We are here every Tuesday at the moment, every Tuesday on the lives. Me and Yang, we're here on the lives every Tuesday at 9 p.m. UK time. We've also got the Discord server, again, another resource, you know, if you want to connect with like-minded individuals. You know, it is a supportive community. There is someone on there all the time, because it is like literally 24/7. It's like for around the world. So literally 24/7, there's always someone there you can chat to. There's always someone around. Yes, Sarah, I am back next week. I am back in the UK, so I'm not going to be in Paris. I'm here just for the week. So I will be. Thank you so much, Oxford. I love you guys as well. Sorry, A. Yes, I love you too. I love you too. I love you all. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All this love. Honestly, so lovely. But I want you guys to turn that around and give that to yourselves. Okay. You guys also need that. Thank you, Queen of the North. So yeah, I will be back next Tuesday, back in the UK, back in the cold and rainy UK. So I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, so back next Tuesday at 9 p.m. UK time, 10 p.m. Paris time, 11 p.m. Greece time, and 7 a.m. Australia time. Gosh, this just amazes me that you guys are like literally so far away, but just we're all connected here at this time. So thank you, all of you, for being here. It does mean a lot to me. It really does, to have such amazing people here. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Love you all too, guys.